Hello students, in this video we will learn what is buying climax, and in the next video we will learn the selling climax. So we will go deeply into both things. So first of all, let's get with the basic one, that is buying climax. So buying what is buying climax and how to use it. So if we brief describe it, then imbalance of supply and demand causing a bull market to transform into a bear market. So buying climax is mean that when there is some specific clues will be given by the volume, then maybe a market reversal can be happen and market can go down. So buying climax means no buying, no more buying, and maybe selling is going to start. Okay. Same scenario is what the selling climax. Selling climax means that selling is going to be stopped and maybe buying can come. So first of all, we will learn the buying climax. So again, buying climax, we will say that there are some public fund manager or banks are there and they are for demanding for buying and maybe selling as tops and buying as tops. So market can go into the opposite direction. Okay, so let's get into the practical and let's see what are the conditions for buying climax and what are the conditions for the selling climax, how to confirm the buying climax, how to confirm the selling climax. So these are the mentioned steps for the buying climax. Okay, so what we needed to check, first of all we will check that spread bar. The spread bar is wide and close is near the low of the bar, it suggests heavy selling. And first one is analyze volume and spread. Okay, if bar has very high volume and if it closes below the half of its body or at the end of his body, then there is can be some buying climax. So while that volume of that candle should be larger than the all the previous trend. Okay, so that is the main thing. And another one is check the closing bar. A bar closes in the middle or lower part of the spread. I already told you where sellers are active and observing the buying pressure. So buying climax is that selling sellers are observing the buying pressure. A bar closes at the very high may still signal strength but requires caution if followed by the weakness. Okay, so another thing, so look for the confirmation in subsequent bars. No demand bars, narrow spread up bars with low volume following the buying climax signal weak buying interest. Narrow spread up bar with a low volume following the buying climax. I will explain these, and no demands bar, reversal bars, because this is a bars section. So all type of bars will be explained in this topic and in the upcoming topics. Okay. So first of all, let's simply go to the chart and let's see where we can find a buying climax. Okay, so if we check here, this is the highest volume and again this is the highest volume, but this is the trend and this is the highest volume of all the previous trend. But here we do not get proper buying climax because maybe in the selling we can get. Yeah, if we selling climax, then a clear down bar is here given. But let's move to the chart and let's see how it goes. Okay, so yeah, here we can observe the, always remember that buying climax or selling climax does not mean that market is going to the move on the opposite direction, but this is just a strategy to check that maybe market can move in the opposite direction, so keep in mind. So in the up bar, yes, here we got a lot of volume again here, but market still, but what was the condition? Candle has to be closed below. Okay, so here market is, candle is closed below and volume is very high from the previous one. Again candle closed above, this does not work. Again candle closed above. So keep in mind that buying climax or selling climax works very well in the 1 minute or 5 minute time frame, because it is for the low time frames. Okay, so yes, we have got in the low time frame 1 minute clear cut candle is formed, very high volume, and what we have got the movement. Okay, so again very high volume, but that's a bullish candle, and this is the another strategy will I will explain, which is engulfing strategy, and that is the trade for I think 10 pips or 20 pips trades and up to that much. Okay, so this is some strategy signal I will explain later, but in the selling climax here you can see that market has came down very high volume with the body closed above and market moves. Okay, so in the next if we talk about the buying climax, let's check where we can find the buying climax. Okay, so here is the volume. Yeah, here you can say, but again market moves upside. Yeah, here you can say that it's a selling climax. Also it forms the head and shoulder, and market came to this level and gives the retest up to this level and moves, and very high volume was formed, candle was become very downside, and it works very well. Okay, so buying climax or selling climax will work in the downward when market is moving too much down, or market is moving upward. So keep in mind that without giving the high volume, without doing the selling climax or buying climax, market will not move. So don't enter into any trade without buying climax or selling climax. Okay, so here is the example of selling climax. Yeah, here is the buying climax and here is the selling climax. So very high volume and more than previous all volumes, and candle closes above to the main body, and check it is just retested it, and it goes up to that much. Okay, so here is the buying climax. You can see that very high volume, and bearish engulfing candle formed, and market retested that and goes downside. So here is engulfing, engulfing is the my main strategy in this course. I will explain earlier that will works almost 80 to 70%. So but that will work with the volumes. Okay, so every engulfing cannot be a good to enter in a trade. Okay, so we have to be use our volumes, we have to use accumulation, distribution, and all those things, and then we can get some good strategy. Okay, so let's move into next video. I will explain the thrusts and all other stuffs.